Well, going to college opens a lot of things.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say.
No, she's being sexual, but let's move.
No, I'm not being sexual.
Isa!
No.
No, I know my mom. Don't make this about me.
No.
So what?
Opens, like, your mind to other things.
College didn't make me gay. Let's continue. Let's continue. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Radiate podcast. I'm Isa.
I'm Grace-Ann. We're so happy you are here to join us
This is
today.
episode
5.
And today, I don't know if you've noticed, we're in a bit of a different setting.
Oh my gosh, we are?
Yeah. We're here at the 3rd floor, and this is my mom's store. This is my mom's podcast setting, and we're in Houston with our manager, Jess, over there. And we just decided that it would be a good idea to have my mom on and talk about some stuff.
Because why not?
Yeah, because why not? But before we get into her, because she's just so excited to get on. She's basically no, Mom, seriously, don't ruin the tradition, please. So, anyways, how have you been? How's life?
It's been good.
Okay.
Just going with the flow as much as possible, trying to relax as much as I can before school and work really kick in.
Yeah.
I'm super happy to say that the Hurricane Laura didn't really affect Huntsville at all.
Yeah.
Or Houston, right?
No, yeah.
But with that being said, to everyone who has been affected, you are in our thoughts and prayers, and we're wishing everyone to stay well, and we hope that things get better.
Yes. Also, if we look a bit sweaty, we've been taking pictures all day in Houston, and I just feel so gross, but I just wanted to put a disclaimer because I'm probably looking rough. But moving on.
She's literally not. Do you see? Can we actually talk about Issa's outfit right now?
So cute.
It's so cute.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I don't know who said that because
Manager Jessica. Wow, your voice got deeper.
our guest hasn't been introduced yet. But anyways, so yeah, we took pictures today. And speaking of that sound you've been hearing in the back, this is my mother. So my mom is an owner of a business. She is a mother of 3. She is a wife of 1. She went viral on TikTok.
We're no polygamy here.
No polygamy but not that I know of, but she went viral on TikTok. She got about 2.2 million followers viewers, and it really went to her head. But introducing my mom, Laura Quadra.
Do we have an intro song you guys are gonna do on me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm honored. I'm usually pretty loud, so I'm gonna tone it down.
Yeah, we got a good mic this time.
You guys have a good vibe. It's very hippie, classy, chic. No?
It's all natural.
Say hippie. Hello, Mom.
Hi.
Are you excited to be our second guest? Because it's an honor.
Well, of course, Jessica had to be the first guest, right?
Of course.
Of course.
We had no other options. Just kidding.
You're so bad.
She's right here. I love you.
So, we wanted to, you bring a lot of interesting aspects.
Do I? Oh, God.
So many.
The pressure's on.
You bring so many to the table.
Yes, but before we get into you, we wanted you to join our hot topic talk.
Okay. I'm usually pretty bad at these, but let's go.
No, it's okay. Don't
Okay.
knock yourself down. So, if y'all watched the last episode, we talked about OnlyFans. We talked about Bella Thorne. She's gotten herself into more drama.
If you watched or listened to the last podcast, Bella Thorne, if you're watching, I take my congratulations back.
Why?
I take it back.
Have we told you yet?
No.
Okay.
Did we just talk about this at the house?
But we didn't tell
did.
you.
We were all happy about her.
Yes.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Why?
She's ruining
Why
it for
did we
everybody-
turn so quickly?
She's ruining it for everybody else.
Oh, no.
Do you want to explain?
You can tell.
Okay, so
Okay,
this is basically,
somebody tell me.
so this is basically what happened. She was doing her OnlyFans. She made the $1 million.
600,000.
No, I think she made the million. Okay,
Oh, okay.
whatever. She made
Yeah,
a lot of
I
freaking
see what
money.
you're saying.
Yeah. After the cut.
So, long story short, she was kind of gypping people who were buying her pictures, and basically she would be like, oh, hey, here's a naked picture of me laying in bed eating,
That's what she advertised.
She advertised
Okay.
that.
Advertised that.
And this is completely, like, they're going completely naked.
Nude.
Yes.
Nude.
But
Okay.
every creator can decide what type of content they want to put
Yeah,
out.
they can put their feet. You were saying I think people just eat on there. It's weird. But the point is that
If you're into that,
Eat
okay.
naked.
To each their own.
While they're naked?
no, like eating.
just
Just
literally
eating? Okay.
Like ASMR, like
Because I'm eating all the time. I would make a lot of money.
We can make your OnlyFans right now.
yeah. So long story short, she was telling people, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna send you my naked picture, and you have to pay $200 to open it, because that's like I guess a thing on that. I guess that's a thing on OnlyFans." So she was sending the photos, and people were paid $200, and it turned out that it wasn't the nude photo. It was risky, but it wasn't what she was advertising.
Okay.
So she did this to so many people that so many people complained to OnlyFans wanted their money
because
back.
they didn't get what they paid
Paid
for.
for $200. You want to get what you paid for.
I mean, of course.
So
Keep your customers happy.
Yeah.
So many people complained that OnlyFans, like, they were getting upset that they changed the rules. So instead of a creator being able to get an unlimited amount of tip or charge whatever they want for that picture,
Okay.
they now have a limit to, I believe, like $50 for a picture and a $100 limit to tipping. And it was 50, and then people. The reason that this is an issue is because Bella Thorne is fine. She has her money. She's gonna be okay. She has movies that she can do.
Yeah.
People who are average people who don't have that much money who are doing this, this is how they make all their money, from getting extra tips, from getting all this stuff. So she ruined it for everybody, basically.
By her line, they have changed a lot of things that weren't in place. And so it used to be the creator could actually get their payout at any time they wanted, and now it's like one time a month, which is a big difference. Especially you could go from getting your money at any time, paying bills, to now it's a set date. And I think that is probably the biggest difference.
Well, I feel like there's always going to be someone that ruins it for everybody, right? So if it wasn't going to be Bella
But
Thorne,
it's such a famous person is the issue.
It does. Yeah. Well, I mean, do they really follow the rules most of the time? Who knows?
I think that's why it's so good. I think that's why the business is doing well.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
People were mad about it.
And I think they definitely have a right to be.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they got their money
suck.
back.
I think they probably did, but
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
OnlyFans,
Especially if they change.
this is like one of the biggest stories, if
Yeah.
not the biggest story, that
Yes.
has come out with this website.
Yes.
So they are definitely, as far as I know, they want to keep their content creators happy and their fans and customers happy.
Well, this is good publicity for them,
It
too.
is good
Definitely.
publicity.
I mean,
That's why whenever you look at it and it's like, okay, a celebrity has joined, there's pros and cons. Because, like, OnlyFans, you have to think they probably love that because it's bringing all of their fans.
Oh, yeah.
And then some. And then, obviously, like, the press are publishing it. And because, like, if an average man or woman who are on that website,
yeah.
they're not going to get press talking about
No.
them. Like,
No.
this just
Cheating.
in, Issa Quadra has joined OnlyFans.
Okay, you never know. People might get excited.
Actually, we might pop off.
No, never. But yeah, I just want to talk about that because it was.
If you see Issa on there,
yes.
Don't-
Let me
don't mention
know.
it. Don't mention it.
Let me know.
Don't mention it.
let her be.
Yeah, let me be. I'm obviously struggling.
Yeah,
'cause
but be with clothes on, not be
You
naked.
gotta pay for college.
don't act like you just 10 minutes ago said you weren't going to sign up for yourself. Don't act like that.
Well, not for
With your
myself.
legs.
With your husband.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we can get paid for it, and you're really not doing anything, you're really not having sex on this, right?
Some people do.
See, I think that's very intimate, so I don't think
That's
you
why
should.
you can decide what you want to do.
Yeah.
In 10 years, when you're explaining this all to Luke,
Yeah. Oh God. Let's not.
Let's not bring up Luke in this conversation.
Yes.
Moving on. What was the other hot topic you wanted?
The Bachelorette.
Yes.
So
Oh,
for
that
all
show.
the Bachelorette fans out there, they have officially put out the start date to Claire Crawley's season. It's October 13th.
Yes.
I'm super excited. If you haven't seen the cover photo, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Is this where y'all are gonna pop it right there on the?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like so. Usually, like they get the girls like all dolled up and everything, but I guess it's Corona time.
So it's the Bachelorette or the Bachelor?
Bachelorette.
They're talking about the Bachelor.
And
Okay.
the confusion on your face, but yes, they did announce The Bachelor that's happening after this because I think, why did they do that? I think
have
it was
no
just because
idea.
they were like,
The
nobody
backup-
was excited, nobody was like buzzing about Claire's season anymore because
she's been on
quarantine
like 3,
happened.
and also she's been on 3 seasons.
Well, I think mainly it's because of quarantine. Like there was no like this just in, no drama. So
was
they
she
were
the
like,
one that found her true love within 2 or 3 weeks or something?
Yes, Claire.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's her.
That's what
and
we talked about
apparently
yesterday.
they got engaged already.
Oh, I didn't know
And yeah, they got engaged and said I love you, and they're just like having the time of their life.
Well, good for them.
that. Wow.
Right? I'm
happy.
That's
for
what
it.
happened with that Colton guy. He knew that it was
Yeah,
Cassie,
you know,
right?
they broke up recently.
My hair is blue.
Yeah, I was just noticed.
Recently, as
My
in,
hair
like,
is blue.
2 months ago.
I know, but I noticed. Why is your hair blue?
Long story for another podcast. But it's blue.
I was like, is that the lighting?
Can y'all
Anyways.
put a little crown on me?
No, that's no.
She's
Okay.
a queen.
Yes, but yeah.
Anyways, that's all I had to say about that. I'm excited.
Me too.
Especially since, did we ever get if Tia is officially?
I think then they
Are
brought
they
in
just
Tia.
Are they just keeping it under wraps? Like, because I thought they had.
Who's
announced
Tia?
it.
Another bachelorette?
Tasia, not Tia.
Not Tia.
Tasia.
Oh my gosh! Wait, actually, I'm so sorry, Tasia.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
How
Tasia.
dare I?
Y'all need to edit that.
confuse you.
No, you are. She wants to edit everything, and I'm getting like flashbacks from when I went on your podcast.
PTSD.
That's really all I had to say.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We'll
Monday
be watching
nights?
Monday nights.
Fun.
Nights, sometimes Sunday,
Get our
Monday.
wine, our $2 microwavable pizza or the
Nice.
oven that tastes awful but amazing.
Where do you get
Pour that
$2
up.
pizza?
Oh, honey, we're college students. We
Mom.
have our ways.
$2 pizza? Let me know.
Dude, it was so good. I don't know why that pizza was so good. Anyways, so yeah, that was our topic.
Okay.
So first of all, what do you rate our show
Out of what?
out of 10? And what?
100. It's excellent. I love it. I'm entertained. And I'm 46.
Yes.
And I have ADD.
Taking it the fact that Issa is your daughter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Because she's done things where I think like any mother with their kids, you're always going to go support. But there's some things that like, oh my God, when is this going to be over? Or like especially my son that was in theater, that maybe, even in his shows going 7 times to the same play, Yeah. But this is very captivating. I think that so far the issues that you guys have spoken about have been interesting to me. So they're interesting to me. I'm sure they're interesting to, people your age. So, and I'm very, I told Issa, that is not good. Don't, I wouldn't go that route.
Yeah.
But you haven't heard that from me yet.
No, not yet. I'm sure it's coming, but not yet.
Only time will tell.
No. So you guys are on a great start. I think it's fantastic. Your social media is phenomenal.
Chef's
I'm a
kiss.
little jelly
She is jelly.
because it's a very like captivating. It's new. It's trendy. So
Anyways, enough about us.
okay.
Let's talk about you.
Let's talk about you.
I've never been interviewed like this on a podcast, so I'm excited.
And also, like,
ask away.
Also, we need the older crowd.
Older
I
crowd.
kind of offended everyone who is 30 and older.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I mean, I agreed with you about not the washing of the legs because I only wash my legs when I shave. So it wasn't that big of a deal.
I was completely kidding, but I will say my coworkers were like Grace Ann, and I was like, guys,
Jessica,
it was
weren't
a
you in that
joke.
podcast?
No, she
Well,
was
you're
not.
listening. I mean, it was like a big. Y'all were like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wait, I don't wash my legs every day."
Well, okay, yes. Well, no, we've discovered obviously that a lot of people don't wash their legs every day.
okay,
I
I
think
just
more
thought it was
people-
Grace Ann and I.
More people have said that Issa is disgusting for not showering every day.
And when was that? I've never seen you not shower.
That's actually not true. I've had some people say, like I do it every other
To
day.
each
too.
their own, everybody.
Can everybody
So
out
you
there
don't
know
do
that I
that-
shower?
The
What?
donkey bath?
Okay, I don't know. Okay.
You know what the donkey bath is? Please tell me you're at least doing that.
Yes, when I'm
Okay,
in there,
great.
I'm in there. So, moving on. So,
Oh, you're in there. You're in there.
so we're in the store, and this is your store. That you. When did you start the
Our
store?
family store. We started about 1.5 years ago.
Okay. I just wanted to. We thought it would be cool to get both of your parents are immigrants, correct?
Yes.
One was from Mexico, the other one was from Cuba. You didn't go to college.
Right.
Did you go to college at all? Like, did
Just
you,
a couple of classes, but I never finished.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't have the opportunity to go to college. Your parents were immigrants. What was your first language? English or Spanish?
I'm pretty sure it was Spanish. My mom being Cuban, not knowing the language, it was
Yeah.
probably Spanish.
Because like Bella, who's my grandma, she didn't really ever speak fluent English. So
I mean,
But like
she just had a heavy accent.
Yeah.
But I mean, she couldn't hold a long conversation.
Yeah, but she wasn't teaching you English, basically.
Right,
we were
right,
Spanish.
right. Oh, of course.
But we just thought it was interesting. Like, obviously, we both want to be. She has a whole business. I enjoy working. Like, we both work all the time. Moments of Grace.
Moments of Grace.
We'll tag in the description.
We will talk about all of that.
So we thought it was interesting. Like, of course, we're in college and we're gonna finish college on this stuff. But we thought it was interesting that the background situation that you've had, having immigrants as parents, not going to college, and now owning a whole business. Like, we just want to hear your journey, like your struggles.
I think that, well, thank you for asking the question. No, I think that because my parents were immigrants and me not being able to complete college because we had to work to help. Mm-hmm. And my sister also was teen pregnancy, so that kind of like, I wanted to help her with the baby. It kind of motivated us to start our own business. My dad was an entrepreneur, so it's kind of something that we saw in him. It's like when your parents are doctors. Most kids become doctors or attorneys or what have you. You know, It's kind of, you fall into that pattern. And I think that what really made me go in that path is that I saw the struggles that they went through as business owners, but the plus was always that family was always together. Yeah. And even though we didn't live in the biggest house or we didn't have the nicest cars, we were always together. We always took road trips. And my mom was always home by 3 o'clock, no matter what position she worked at. She worked at a hospital, but she always made it sure that she was home by the time we were home. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I just saw, like, I want to be that kind of mother. I want to be that kind of parent that's present. Yeah. And, what options do I have? Do I want a 9 to 5 or do I start my own business? Now, when Dad and I married, I stayed home with you guys. We made that decision that we wanted one of us, whether it was him or me, to stay home. Mm-hmm. And it worked for us. It doesn't work for everybody. Yeah. Now we have Luke, that's 5, and I choose to work because he's, it's just different times. So it's not for everybody, but it might be for somebody at a different age. Mm-hmm. As far as struggles, I think just like everybody has struggles. You go through finances or you go through economic, disasters or pandemics. And like I've always said, having God in the center of your life and your business and your marriage and your relationships is important, and I think that's what survived us.
But you've always stressed to my brother and I that like college is you and Dad always push college because y'all didn't get the opportunity to go to college. So like, how do you think your experiences would have been different if you went to college? Oh,
tremendously. Because I feel that with the knowledge that, like, say, you guys have now, if I would have had that knowledge, this business would have already have been larger than it is. Mm-hmm. If I would have started, gotten a degree in business, maybe I wouldn't have made mistakes that I've made and invested correctly or have known different techniques or things that you guys learn. I mean, I've read a lot. Thank God with the resource of the internet, you have a lot of insight, but that wasn't around as much when I was 22, 23. Yeah. So it's kind of like you've kind of trial and error has been what we've done. But college is very important. I mean, if I could go back and do it again, I would go and finish. That's why we stress it, because we've been faced in situations where if we had just that degree, even if it wasn't in a field that we're trying to go for, your pay is going to be better, your job security is going to be better, and your options are going to be better.
Yeah, and you make a lot of connections.
Mm-hmm. Like, and you have no choice in the family. You have to go to college.
That's true. I think
of course you have a choice, but
I think connections are like really important. That if you don't go to college, I feel like you kind of miss out on.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. And we were in a different era where a lot of small technology businesses were coming up. Daddy and I started Click Technology, so we were.
God, I remember that.
That's when Google and the internet was just becoming a thing back in the day. So. Yeah.
So Luke is 5,
Yes.
correct? So you're how much older you said?
I think 16 years.
And I think we figured out the other day actually that Issa's going to be like 35 when he graduates high school.
Yep.
Are you really gonna be 35?
Yep.
So does that make me 62?
We don't have to
Oh,
add
I'm
up the
46
math right
and
now.
I'm proud of it.
You're gonna be
Heck yeah,
older,
honey.
but you know.
Well, I'm gonna be older. I mean, but somebody walked into the store today, 75, and she looks like she's 60.
Yeah.
So
You know, that being said, there's still a while until he reaches college. And I know things are already changing so much. Do you think there's going to be a time, at least by the time he graduates, do you think college is actually going to be as big as it is now? Because I believe Google actually just rolled out some type of like degree thingy.
Well, you don't have to have a degree to work for them, is what they were doing.
That's really cool.
but your IQ probably has to be very high.
You can enroll into like certain courses, and
Yeah.
I think it's just cool that they're even like rolling that out and like coming up with that.
Yeah.
Things have already changed so much since my sister went to college, and that was in 2010. So 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine
In 15 years.
how else it's going to evolve. So honestly, a part of me thinks, especially there's such a movement right now trying to tell kids, okay, yes, college is important, but also college isn't necessarily for
only option.
everybody. I think that's such
Yes.
an important thing to
No.
weigh out. Because like my sister, she went to a 4-year college, right? But my brother, on the other hand, he went straight into the workforce. And I think it's so nice. He can say like no debt. He's making amazing money because he works at an electric power plant. So you can only imagine, their pay. And I think that's something that's interesting. It's just college is just so expensive.
Yeah.
And so I'm like getting way off topic.
No.
I can't.
You're reminding me I have to pay for another one.
I just can't. He'll be an athlete.
Yeah, no,
like,
something.
Luke,
Luke, get it
you're
together.
watching this.
Yeah, Lukey.
Find
Come
what
on,
you
Astro
love
Luke.
and just become amazing.
But see, you're
And you
right.
already are.
And that's a good question because, back when they were growing up, okay, college, I mean, that's the goal, right? And you think about especially now with the pandemic, with everybody doing online distance learning, and you're seeing what the kids are doing and learning, and you're thinking, man, they can learn that on an app in a week.
Well, I've have my passions about the education system, like specifically high school. I think what they've taught us is a lot of the time is wasted. We should have been learning about taxes, mental health, real estate.
How to write a checkbook,
how to write a
real
check. There's
estate.
so many things that we should have been learning instead of certain things in grammar, like especially
To
now.
actually getting you prepared for life.
Well,
Yes.
grammar, you guys are like BRB and LOL,
yeah,
and it's like, where are you going to conjugate anything?
And the thing is, like, it's just a whole nother world. And what you were saying about college isn't the only way. Now you can be a YouTuber. You can there's so many. You can go into acting. There's so many other things and like book smart now.
Right.
And I'm a firm believer that education is very important.
Yeah.
Not just necessarily to get to the degree or to get a degree, but just to broaden
Yes.
your mind.
Of course.
To get you out of a bubble. Because
Yep.
if you're like me, being from a small town, not being from a bigger town, a city like Houston or Dallas,
Yeah.
getting out of your small town bubble, in my opinion, is so important. To
Yep.
surround yourself with not the same ethnicity, not the
Yeah.
same race, and to just be able
Yeah.
to say that you have interacted with people who don't necessarily look like you. I think that right there just really helps, sharpen your people skills and
Yeah.
also just your mind.
Yeah.
And not only academically, you want to be a person that's well-rounded, and you want to be a person that, like you said, you're enjoying and you're meeting other ethnic groups and other demographics. And that's really, I mean, if you have a person that's all brainy but then can't have a conversation with you, you don't want that either.
Or so close-minded that they don't even. We bounce ideas off of each other all the time.
Yeah.
Like we give each other advice all the time. Like on your side of business, on my side of it. Like we all talk about that. So it's like if you're, like she said, if you're from a small town, like imagine if you stayed in that one town with even less people, and you just know this, and it's like going to college just opens your eyes.
Right.
But I do agree that like this world is so big, there's so many more options, because of technology. It's like anybody can be anything.
Well, going to college opens a lot of things.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say.
No, she's being sexual, but let's move.
No, I'm not being sexual.
Isa!
No.
No, I know my mom. Don't make this about me.
No.
So what?
Opens, like, your mind to other things.
College didn't make me gay. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Moving forward.
So, why First Dibs? Like, why a clothing store? You've done real estate, right, most of your life. What other jobs did you have? Like, not very serious besides real estate.
Just raising 2 kids. That's all. No big deal.
No, okay. So
making sure you were decent people. That's all.
Yeah, but okay. Well, besides being a great mother and then real estate, like,
Wait,
what?
hold on. Oh my god. Wait, isn't that kind of funny? She said 2 kids. Like, Luke's not even.
Well, no, because
he's not even. He just
she's
exists.
still raising him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
really
no, I wasn't even thinking that. I was
he's
thinking
just an
like
angel child.
That's what I was doing with them. Angel child. What's wrong with you? It's because I'm not, and I have conflicts with that. That with Issa and Kenneth, it was like this. They did. I mean, where they went, I went. Luke, it's like he's at the neighbor's house. He's going to my cousin's house that has a pool, and Luke doesn't swim. So it's very different. So
Well,
Luke,
actually,
I don't swim either. 22.
Well, actually, I think
God.
that's an important topic. We're very, like, women positive. We're, like, female empowerment, all this stuff. So I know it is a struggle for a lot of women to work
to make that decision.
to like get away from the guilt that they shouldn't have from working and being a mom, because
even parents that during this pandemic who so for my hometown, for example, they gave the option, school is open back up. So basically you could either send your child to in-person school, take the risk that they might get sick, or keep them at home and they're on Zoom classes. And I know several
Which is a big mistake.
I know several families who have chosen to send their kids back to school because they have to work.
Right.
And they don't have the money or anybody to watch them, and they can't stay at home because they need to work. So I think, that right there also is very conflicting.
Yeah.
And to that I say, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
do what you got to do to survive. And also I think the kid is 100% going to want to be around their friends, whether they have to wear a face mask and social distance. They want to be around their friends.
And coming from a family that got COVID, I had reservations about Luke going to kinder, but when we got COVID, we're like, okay, he's going, because the chances of him getting it again, I know they're there, but they're less likely. And I really think when you guys mentioned about the guilt, moms, that's always going to be there. Whether we're working, whether we're on a date, whether we have girls' night, it's always going to be there, because at the end of the day, children always go towards their mothers, okay? And there's some single dads, that are awesome, but there's something about a mother's love and care. It's just safety for a lot of kids. I know not everybody has that, but it was important to me, and so I wanted to have that for them.
But what would you say to the moms who are work-driven, who want to go to work and still feel like that guilt? Because that's just a really big thing of women, moms.
And it's a real thing. With you guys, with you and your brother that are older, I didn't go through that because I got to stay home. Because that's a decision that in our marriage we made. We could have, like I said, a bigger house, but we opted for a smaller home, better education, and me stay home. But with Luke, I do come in, and I'm away from him. But he's also a different kind of child, so it's a little different. As far as guilt, if you're doing something that's for the betterment of your family, there should be no guilt, okay? I mean, if you're out partying with your girls and you're not waking up till 1, then, I could see why you're a little bit guilty. But if you're out there working and you're doing it because that's what your life is, I mean, that's what it is, of course.
It should be the same,
Well, also, I would say, it sucks that, maybe people don't look at fathers the same way they do as mothers. So it's like if a dad is working and he misses that child's birthday, people don't really look at them as harshly as they would if a mother is working and she misses a big event like a birthday or some type of play.
Because it's expected, right? And there's some fathers, I mean, like your dad, he's always present always there, makes it a point. And I know that there's a lot of dads that are single dads where the wife has passed away or left them or what have you. And, you know, they try the best they can. The thing with women is that we multitask, right? And we can, you know, I can be doing this podcast, thinking about 3 other things that I have going on, scratching my feet. And with the man, you know, they have to, it's like all here and there's nothing else. You know, before you guys got to the house, I whipped up a million things, and Dad was still working on one thing.
No,
but the one thing that he does is perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
And also, Dad has stepped up in times where you needed to work, and he didn't.
Of course.
Like, that is something I appreciate, that, like, it doesn't matter the man or the husband or the whatever. It's like, if you need to step up.
Equal partnership.
Equal partnership.
And that's a big misconception that a lot of people think, you know, the man goes to work and say he makes more money for some reason. Well, we know the reasons, but he makes more money. You know, he comes home, and there's some that, like, sit on the couch and tend to me, and the mom has, like, packed lunches, gotten the kids out of bed. And I think in this new era of millennials, it's more of a partnership, which is a good thing. Because back in the era of Bella and Tata with my parents, my dad had his own company, and my mom worked, but she tended to the kids, and she was, you know, she was doing everything. So,
super mom.
Yeah, she was a super mom. Do you have advice for, like, some people our age, like, starting a business, your mistakes, like, especially, I don't know, being a young woman in like, business, like?
My biggest advice that I've given this to Isa before, there's a million things that I can tell you what to do and what not to do from my experiences. But the one thing that is constant is know the value of your work. Okay, and Isa and I have discussed this. If you feel like your service is worth $200, don't be embarrassed or shy about it. It's worth $200. Because if you start haggling, okay, well, I'll do it for $150 for you and then $100 for you, and then there's no worth. You set the tone from the beginning, and I learned that in a real estate transaction. When we would sit at closings, I would always kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable when the commissions on the settlement statement would come up. Because for some reason, I felt like, oh my God, I charged too much, or I didn't give them enough discount. And I sat at a realtor's office at a closing, and the realtor in front of me is time to go over, you know, how much commission she was going to make, and it was like $13,000. And she goes, oh wait, 13,915. 13, okay, 950, okay, yeah, that's right, and I earned every penny. And I'm like, oh, I was in shock that in front of her clients, she was saying, but at the end of the day, they paid her to do a job, and she did it. And everybody knew that she was collecting that 3%. So that's my biggest advice, is that know your worth, set your prices, and don't budge, don't waver from that.
Have you experienced that with photography?
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely.
And working with family is the worst, honey.
I would say up until maybe like a month ago or like 2 months ago, I still struggled with it. You know, I've had moments of grace since I was 16. And I think also it's just because I just didn't really believe in my capability and my skills.
You gotta value it.
You gotta value it, and I learned that the hard way, you know. And also understanding that there are people who will take advantage of you if you don't know that you need to look out for, you know, those type of people.
But what's fair is fair, and you might lose a client. I mean, I lost several.
I've been told that if you tell somebody your prices and they either just don't reply or maybe even tell you, wait, that's too high, they're not the right client for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that piece of advice really, really helped me in growing into being a more mature business owner. Because it's definitely had its ups and downs, but where my pricing is at now, I'm very confident. And honestly, I think it can only get better from here. So.
And there's nothing wrong with giving incentives. You know, we do giveaways all the time, and we get freebies.
And I love giving giveaways.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with
giveaways.
that. But that your product and your service that you believe in, if you say this is worth X, that's what you need to stick with.
Yeah.
So that would be my
And
one
especially
piece of
with photography, people don't actually understand like how much goes into
Oh, of
it.
course.
You know, they just, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people do think, you know, oh, she just shows up, presses a button. Yeah. Anyways, so, you know, we've been talking about valuing your work. So I think we should segue into valuing your family relationships and your friendships and just all your relationships in your life. So I know you are the mother to someone who is in the LGBTQ. Will I ever say it and not mess up?
at least she's trying. That's all that matters.
LGBTQ community. This
I call it
beautiful-
the pride community.
You know what? Can I say that?
Yeah, say
Okay.
what you
Pride
want.
community.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have so many brain farts. This beautiful woman that's standing in front of us right now. No, look at me. Yes,
kidding.
you. We just kind of want to talk about, you know, what did your thought process, how you, because everyone who listened to episode 3, or episode 4, if you haven't, go listen. But
For sure.
they know that y'all are super close and that you love her unconditionally, no matter what. If she was, you know,
Anything.
no matter if she was anything,
Right?
So
Well, there are a couple things, but
there's a line.
There's a line.
yeah.
But just kind of, you know, tell us, you know, if you struggled, like your journey with, you know, really realizing, you know, no matter what, this is my daughter and I love her so much.
Oh, of course. And we've had several talks about this. I think that there wasn't a struggle. I think for me, if there was a struggle, it was that she maybe didn't confide in me sooner, that she was having these feelings. I mean, like having a crush on someone that's in kinder and
What if I came home, Mom, I have a crush?
yeah. No, that explains why she was so pissed off when the little boy in first grade told her she was beautiful.
Yeah.
And she came home crying, saying, it's almost like he said F you to her. She was like, I'm so mad. I was like, why are you crying? She's like, he told me that I'm beautiful. And I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, that's a great thing. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That was a little clue, you know.
I gave y'all clues.
And not so much clues. I mean, I told Isa I thought she had a learning disability.
My mom asked me like every year if I liked girls. Mom, honestly, it was like,
Yeah, no, and it was like, well, you know, I believe her, and then I'm like, well, maybe, you know, like your dad was saying, maybe it was just a developmental thing that you just went into boys.
but I did date boys though.
Yeah, you did, but it was like a connection was almost missing.
Yeah. Also, another thing you said was you were struggling with the fact that I was going to struggle a little harder in life.
And that was that night that Isa came to tell us. I cried, and I cried because I think inside I knew that she was gay.
Okay, well, gay is a
What-
strong word. I'm
But what
I'm
is
at
gay?
1%. I'm at
Or
1%.
queer. I like that word, queer. She was queery.
I don't know.
Why? What do you want to be labeled as?
I don't know what I want to be like.
Listen,
I
I'm
don't
gonna.
There's no label for you. You're
Yeah,
just,
I don't
you're
think-
Isa.
that
She
is
was
me.
in the community. Let's just say that.
You're knocking on
I mean,
the
I'm in the
buddy.
community too.
No.
Because I'm a parent.
No.
I'm a supporter.
Well, you're the straight
Y'all are
kid.
discriminating against
No.
parents now that support?
Oh,
This
no.
is a proud mother.
You're an ally. All
Oh,
three.
ally. Okay.
But of course,
you're
you
right.
can come on in if you want. We never.
Well,
say
thank
no.
you. Thank you for allowing me.
You don't even have to knock. Just come on in.
I'm wearing more colors than you are.
Anyways, so something that we were talking about last podcast that we're both very passionate about is parents who don't accept.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Before, let me,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
train of thought.
oh, sorry, I thought you were done.
I struggled with if and when she falls or marries, if she decides to marry a woman, she falls in love with a woman, that life is going to be harder because of society, not because of us. But just having a baby, right? They're going to have to go through other resources. You know, going through experiences where people still don't accept that. Or, you know, the thought of being denied from a baker baking her a cake for her wedding. You know, those things were what was tugging at my heart. But as a whole, as my daughter, nothing changed. In fact, it was almost a sense of like being proud of her that at 19,
18, 19, yeah.
that she would dare to come out as her best self. Because we know a lot of people that are married, have children, And I mean,
And they're hiding. And
they're
it's sad.
hiding, and it's sad, and the marriages look sad, and I would never want that for my child, and neither should anybody else for that matter. But
And I think I would love for, like, it's not the same, but I remember when I told my mom about having a crush on Vincent, and my mom doesn't have a racist bone in her body, but she was just nervous and scared for my future because of how society is when it comes to interracial children and interracial relationships. So.
And I do think it's similar, interracial, because if we think about it, interracial marriage was also illegal. Yes, it was passed a long time ago, but it's like it
Just
was
a
illegal.
thought, right?
It was illegal at the time.
And actually, it wasn't even, I think, was it the 50s?
50 years ago it was passed. But, like, we're finally seeing interracial couples on commercials. Like, I do compare it to it being similar. So, like, the fact that your mom felt the same is...
there's a...
Jessica just got...
Karate Kid that?
What?
Man,
you're
Mr.
listening-
Kawasaki, what is it? The guy from the Karate Kid?
If you're listening, we just got the attention that...
That was phenomenal.
I was going around this Jessica. She just went through her hand and she said, "Yep," and it.
No wonder she's the manager. She takes control of everything. That was hilarious. Did that come out on video? That's hilarious.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, I thought you were gonna sweat it.
That was so funny.
Moving on. Lisa.
No, that was good.
You compare it to interracial?
Yeah, I think that's something that maybe we.
If you catch that thing again.
No. I think that's something that we can connect on because you get looks sometimes from.
Well, it's a part of
both sides.
acceptance. Yeah, that's what it is.
Obviously, either way, we would have accepted each other, obviously, because to us, it's not. There's no difference because it's it's normal to us. But I think that's something that we relate to is because we're both in situations that people, it's not the norm or So.
Well, but you guys are living in a society where a lot of things are being like we're learning that it's normal to love someone of your same sex or someone of a different race. I mean. Back in the 70s, 80s, I mean, that was, like, to be gay when I was in high school was, like, taboo. And now it's almost cool. Not, you know what I mean? It's a big
normal.
difference. It's like, more normal.
Like, we're very accepted into friend groups. All our friend groups at school, like, they're all straight, so it's like, but it's so normal. And, like,
right.
I feel like it's so normal. Like every friend group, there's at least one, and it's just like dating. Like even my aunt, who was dating a black guy when you were, how old were you when she was dating in high school? Was it still? Oh, was she? I guess y'all are Hispanic, so I guess it's a little different. But was it?
Well, I mean, she's very fair skinned, but it was accepted. I mean, it wasn't frowned about, or oh my gosh, she's dating a black guy, or he's dating a Hispanic
your family
girl.
Was for it. Like your family.
My parents had a problem. The only problem my parents had, it wasn't that he was black, is that he was 3 years older than her.
Yeah.
Like, she was a freshman, he was a senior.
Which is definitely normal.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with anything else.
And the fact that she got pregnant pretty early. No offense, Ethan, but...
he could have been purple. It didn't matter. I mean, that was, nobody wanted their 16-year-old daughter to get pregnant. But, they ended up married.
Yeah.
And they're still married, and they have 2 kids.
Yeah.
So, those are...
But just to end it, do you have any, advice for parents who... their kids coming out to them or something?
I only have advice for the parents that don't accept their children.
Okay. Again, we're the Radiate podcast. Maybe let's make it nice.
Or just speak the truth.
And I'm trying to sugarcoat it.
No, just say how I feel.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
They
need to hear that.
have a cousin that is gay. He's 48, 49 years old. And at the tender age of 2-3 years old, my mom could already tell that he was gay. Mm-hmm. And I know that people are like, oh, well, gay is only because when you're sexual. No. It is just your way of being, and it's something that I am convinced of from what I've read, from what I've experienced, that you're born in it. Of course. There's some men that only like men. There's some women that like men and women, or some women that like mostly women and 1% men. Whatever it is,
Isa.
the ratio. And that 1% is very good. I mean, her
let's not talk about who that 1%.
she has a.
Will we expose her 1% list?
No.
Stay tuned for the next podcast.
Yeah. So
1% list. That's so funny.
So, but it baffles my mind when I hear stories of parents of children in the Pride community who have disowned them or abandoned them or shunned them, whatever. It's like they don't love them anymore. For me, number one, they still love them. I think they're embarrassed or they feel like they've done something wrong, and they're not confident enough in their own self to be like, I'm standing with my child no matter what. I think, and I've always told Isa this with my cousin, and he agrees with me, this coming out to me has to go away. If you're gay, if you're straight, that is your personal business. I think people that are gay need to know if you're gay or straight, so you can form a relationship or date or what have you. Yeah. But coming out of the closet, that has to go away.
It's only going to go away with time.
And it has to be where it's like,
we talked about last time, it's like, it just has to be normalized.
Yeah. It has to be normal.
It's going to take time.
Yeah. But to the parents that don't, love their children or they disown them, they have to understand that this is who they are. And no one's to blame for anything. There's no blame. There's no fault. You have to love your child no matter what. No matter what.
And what Grace-Ann said on the podcast last time was a good point, because she said, if as a parent, if your child is coming to you with this news, like, honestly, be honored, because people wait till their parents die to come out. And what if that parent would have still 100% loved, like, that is a very big, scary situation that kid is going through and is brave enough to tell you as a parent. They obviously trust you enough and love you enough to tell you that information. So, like you said last time, I think that was, like, so important for people to know, because you should be, like, honored, basically, that your kid is trusting you that much. And it should make you happy that you've taught that child to be strong, brave, and just do what
and obviously, like, there's no harm in saying, like, that you're shocked, because it's like you thought you knew something about your child, but you were wrong.
Yeah. And I asked, honey.
No, but
I wasn't wrong. I asked.
That's why you. Oh, yeah, you were right. But
I asked, and so.
But I think a big reason for that is because Isa just wasn't 100%.
Right.
I think you yourself might have been ashamed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was. I was like, I'm gonna hold this out as long as possible. Like, I literally planned to just marry a guy and never, ever talk about it.
Oh.
So.
That's so sad.
But it's just because it was just, that's how I just thought it was gonna go. I was like, I'm sure I'll fall in love with a guy. Also, I never fall in love with a girl, so it was like, but I knew that was possible. But I thought I was gonna hold it out till the end there for a second.
Oh no, that wouldn't be good.
So with you, if there's anything you could say to anybody who maybe is in that mindset, holding on, what would you say?
With coming out, it is hard because I luckily had great parents to accept me. A lot of people don't. I do think it has to be on your own time, but take that there are amazing people in the world and take the hope that they would be amazing. You can kind of tell if your parents, but sometimes they'll shock you. And when you do tell them, it's going to be a little bit awkward and hard in the beginning, but take your time with it. However, do not take too long, because the longer you wait, the less happy you're going to be. You're just going to be, and then that causes depression, that causes anxiety. Like, you have to, take your time and do it. And also, please do not out people, because that sucks. And if you're a straight friend, if you're an ally.
What does that mean, out people? I think I know what it means, but.
You tell the world or whoever that your friend or someone you know is gay, and they haven't even came out the closet themselves.
Because that experience has to be through them. They have to say that. And people like us understand that, but there are a lot of people who don't. And if you're a friend, if you're an ally, do you have any advice to allies? Because a lot of allies don't know what to do. They don't know, Do you have any advice?
I think it's important to just understand that it's not your it's not your story to tell. It's not your news to tell. It's not clickbait. It's not something for you to get likes. It's not your life. You're just a part of your friend's journey. It's their life. And that goes the same to not only allies, but to also parents who maybe aren't against or are against the community and make a big deal about your child being gay.
Yeah.
And then going forth and telling the rest of the family.
Yep.
Because I know someone that happened to. And I think there's a lot of things in life that really suck, but that really, really sucks.
Yeah.
And I really, like, I'm just getting sad thinking about someone that is your family member, your mom, your dad, doing that. It's
like a betrayal.
It's not for shock value.
Yeah.
You know? It's...
And it's like...
And I still think, I mean, for the parents, there are a percentage of parents, moms or dads, that get upset with the children that come out because I feel like them themselves have dealt with issues of, am I gay? Do I like men? And so they almost like, they struggle with it. They don't want their kids to go through it, so they want to tarnish it and make it go away. But, so fuck that. Love your children. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I mean, love your children.
There are bigger problems in the world.
Oh my God.
I think that...
And we're talking about love.
Yeah, I think that if you are a parent who would put your child through that much pain, your child has done nothing wrong. They're not the problem. You are.
Yeah, and don't cause it. They're going to... And you told me this. You're like, I don't want to be... When we're kind of struggling for that month, you're like, I'm not going to add to the pain at all, like about anything, and just don't add to their pain. Everybody has struggle. Everybody's going to... Life is hard. Don't add to their pain. They need your support because they don't have a lot of people's support.
Put my number on the link below. Whoever needs to call me that needs a mama, I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's really cute. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
Mrs. Quadra.
Oh, this was fun.
Mom. This was honestly such an honor. Thank you for having us in your beautiful business.
I love that you guys were here. I've never been up here without a drink.
Oh my God.
See that? She doesn't have to talk to us. She can be sober talking to us.
Yeah, well, I think she did.
I'm
have
always
something to
sober,
drink.
just a little tipsy.
All right, well, thank you, Mom. Thank you for being there for me always. Oh, we're hugging.
We're going to put that on merch. So if you love that quote, don't worry.
Which one?
T-shirt's coming soon. I'm always sober, just a little tipsy.
Oh. Hey, I want a percent, girl.
Oh my God.
About that
Anyways,
You're in my territory right here, baby.
okay, she's getting excited.
Value your worth.
Thank you guys for watching.
We hope you have
enjoyed.
a great weekend.
Yes.
And stay
Radiant.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Can I have a little dance yet?
Oh no. That was cute.
That was really cute.
Wow.